Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting edition of Ringside Rants brought to you by W.GG. Get your W Energy drinks on. And I am your host, as usual, just Mike. And to my right, tonight we have AKA Bad Karma Josh. Below us, we have JAT, the maestro of music, the legendary Louisiana musician himself. And to our far right hand corner, we have Spicy Phil, the Marcus Strong style. And who
Uh,
has that?
Sorry.
Bad. And how the hell are you, gentlemen?
Doing good.
Uh, doing
All
all
good.
right, considering all the bullshit we've been seeing from wrestling.
It's been what the fuck, dude.
Yeah, it has been a thing.
It's like a double-edged sword. Shut the fuck up.
Yep. Today's topic is John Cena and fickle fans.
Yay! Welcome to Fickle Fan. Fuck your fans. Fuck the
I guess this
fans.
is why Hood Slim says "fuck the fans."
Yes, they do. And there's a reason why they say that because fans are always fickle. You can never please the fans, no matter how hard you try. The fans are always going to turn on you. You deserve it. You don't deserve it. You know, they chanted all kinds of stuff at AEW. And I'm going to be honest with you, gentlemen. AEW right now has a better card and better product than Raw or SmackDown.
Mm-hmm. And considering I knew Cena was not gonna win the match. I had a feeling of that, but it was just the way he lost it. I was like,
We're going
And it's
right
like-
in. I don't mean to cut you off, Josh. We're going right into this.
Yeah. Well, we can
Okay.
start with the fans or we can start with John Cena. It don't matter to
or
me.
the fan. Well, we'll talk about the fans, and it's like, I don't blame them. I would be pissed if I bought
But
a $500 ticket to that. I'm guaranteed that was a $500 ticket to go see that show.
But here's the thing. Should I make an ass out of myself and harass the hell out of Gunther? Fuck no.
What's up, Anthony Manzano? How the hell are you, brother?
So Anthony,
Well, he was even whatever. Who's playing Mortal Kombat? That's what it sounded like. Well,
No,
anyways,
that's that bird, man. It's that bird over there.
I'm shutting the fucking door, man.
but anyways,
Shut the fuck up.
the way the fans reacted is like I said, I can understand because I'll be pissed because I guarantee you that was over 500 plus dollar ticket. I'm guaranteeing that. Then to watch how
Go ahead, continue.
Excuse me, I'm shutting the door.
win or lose, you knew, or not win or lose. Everybody knew that Gunther was winning it, and you know he was still going to get nuclear heat and everything. So, man, but he's a guy, he could take it.
But do you think it was well deserved, or you think the fans are just mad because Cena should have won because they've been listening to all these dirt sheets over the past week and a half saying that Gunther don't really need the push to go over Cena?
Honestly, that is the one thing that is true. I was like, I will agree. Gunther didn't need that push. He didn't. He could have. They could have found something else for Gunther.
Dude, he got major heat on Raw.
There was quite a few other guys that could use the push. LA Knight was one of them.
Yeah.
Like this right here.
LA Knight.
See, this right here. He even says that they're bipolar as hell. They're upset when something doesn't go up how they were fantasy booking in their head. And we've talked about this. How many times have we talked about that? I mean, dude, it never fails, man. It never fails.
My nephew say they're never watching WWE ever again.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. Dude, I didn't watch Raw tonight. I'm not going to lie to y'all. It wasn't because of the John Cena thing. You did watch it?
I did watch it. Gunther came out to some nuclear heat.
Oh. But he's
He
supposed to be the
embraced
babyface.
it. He embraced it like a fucking champ. I give him that. It was beautiful.
And Gunther don't deserve the boo chance. He doesn't. He deserves.
He's a great wrestler. He's one of the best on the roster. I mean, he's the only one. Him and Dragunov are the only few pure wrestlers they have on that roster.
Carmelo Hayes ain't bad, man. Carmelo Hayes ain't bad, even though he does some flippy shit. He ain't bad. He gave Gunther a run for his money, and last week he gave Ilya Dragunov a run for his money too. And then we all know Tommaso Ciampa interfered in that match and cost Carmelo Hayes that match.
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa and also let's see Johnny Wrestling, even though they're given stupid gimmicks.
I love the fact that DIY is still a tag team. I do. And I'm glad they're not rehashing that old storyline from NXT. God, that was...
that's bound to surface up again.
They don't need to, though, man. They really
They
don't.
always do that shit. They put them together and they break them up. Put them together. It's like, stop.
Now, before we get into the John Cena thing, everybody's saying that the Masked Man is being held open for Chris Jericho. Do y'all think that's the right thing to do?
It's awesome theory.
Well, wait. I thought we started talking about the whole Cena Gunther match already.
Yeah, we did, kinda.
Well,
I need the squirrel. I did a squirrel moment.
Okay. Well, because I'm waiting for my turn.
Damn it.
Okay.
Where's my squirrel?
Because I did go back and watch the show. I watched the match, the reception, and the post show.
Oh,
Yes, I did. That's a piece of wrestling history. What was wrong with it? What was wrong with doing things the absolute right way? Yeah,
Well-
John Cena had to lose. Yes.
Yeah,
Gunther
I have no problem with that. I knew he was not winning. It was just the way it was done. I mean,
in what way, Josh?
it was, I don't know. It was just something
Climactic.
anticlimactic. That's a word I'm trying to-
Anticlimactic.
Okay,
Yeah,
how
Here's
is
another thing. Bleacher Report graded John Cena's retirement tour an F in their review on their official site.
yeah? Well, that's Bleacher Report, so fuck them.
Well, even
Yeah,
Jeff
it was
Jarrett
just-
didn't like,
it was just
didn't like what his retirement tour either.
If we're gonna get into that, the whole retirement tour, yes, they fucked up his whole heel. The Rock fucked shit up. The heel turn, which should have been good, was fucked. The whole run as a whole was fucked up. But it's John Cena. You get away with it. That's why that place was packed. Yeah. What's anticlimactic about John Cena, Mr. Never Give Up, tapping out, showing the world that yes, my time is done. My time is over. I'm tapping out of the business.
I just don't know.
Guys, I got breaking news.
Phil,
I was like bringing the squirrel, but they faced Austin Theory.
we already know that the original guy was also. Did we talk
All
about
right.
this 2 weeks ago?
breaking news. Thank you, everybody. Good night.
We know that already. All right. We don't. The Masked Man sucks. It's gonna suck. I don't care if Chris Jericho is under the mask. It's gonna suck. Okay. Thank you. Goodbye. All right. Fucking.
but I don't know. It's just the way it was done. It was just like he is. I don't know. It just that turn, smile to the camera, and going like that. I'm like,
Feels like
Really?
JBL doing
really?
that.
I'm like, really? That's how you're gonna go out?
Well, he smiled when he was in the headlock because he's like, y'all realize this is it. My time is up in this company. I'm retiring from the ring. I'm done. It's been great, y'all. I'm ready for the end. Here's the end. This is how it's going to be. I didn't see anything wrong with that.
Anthony Stead, but it was a perfect way to get major heat on Gunther because now he's taking credit for something as an egotistical bad guy that was already planned ahead of time. Yes and no. And he goes, oh, wait. And he also thinks it'll benefit Gunther because he can do promos saying that he was one to retire John Cena when we already knew John was retiring.
Well,
But-
Gunther also gets another bonus. That's the second man Gunther retires.
Yeah.
Which is going to lead me to something later on. I mean, the whole. Let's talk about Gunther for a minute, okay? Because I'm going to get into the rest of the Cena part when we talk about other people. But let's get into Gunther for a minute here. I don't know if y'all saw it or not, but I've been seeing it for years, or especially since Triple H took over. They're billing Gunther to be his generation's Brock Lesnar. Okay, Yeah, and you could grin all you want. They want him to be the end all be all killer of his generation. Good or bad, he's like the final boss. He's the guy, okay? Like that's the whole point. Like I'm waiting for him versus Brock if they don't use Braun.
Oh,
And
he's
they,
gonna retire. He's gonna retire Brock Lesnar.
well, Brock's time's supposed to be up at SummerSlam this year. Like Brock is the next guy. They even mentioned it on the post show.
And I
The
hope he
announcer.
does, because unlike Brock Lesnar, fuck Brock Lesnar. Gunther's is actually not lazy.
Well, Brock is the next one they're immediately rushing to do. He's the next big retirement tour. Before AJ's time comes, even before Jericho final run, it's immediately on Brock now because
But he's
they're
the
all
new
the
legend.
same.
You know, he's the new Brock Lesnar. He's the new legend killer.
Cena and Brock and that whole class are the same age. Batista left long ago to go do Hollywood. Brock's like, Cena's going, I'm going. It makes fucking sense. But if they don't use Braun Breaker, which I don't think they will if they're going to, well, they may have Brock challenge him for the title if they happen to put Braun in the WrestleMania title picture. I don't think that's the plan. I think Rollins is going to make it back. But I mean, the only thing I see this hurting everything that happened is their babyface turn on Gunther, and
Mhm.
now with the nuclear heat. To me, that's the only way WWE and the management and the booking and everything got fucked up is they wanted to turn Gunther face before Mania. I don't think you can do that now. But while y'all are talking about big pops and nuclear heat, let's not forget the night Roman Reigns came out on Raw after Undertaker and we all knew what was going to happen. Let's not forget that. Has
Yeah.
there ever been any more nuclear heat short of Shawn Michaels in Canada going off? Has there ever
He
been any
really
more?
knows Canada when he knows Canada.
Has there ever been any more nuclear heat than Roman Reigns standing there for 10 minutes, not having to utter a word until it's my yard now? What was the heat that nuclear for Gunther? It really and just the
I mean,
people in the building.
it was bad. It was bad.
It was bad. Was it the worst ever?
No.
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 Okay.
He don't
Okay.
get
Oh,
Don
dude, Brock
Callis hate.
Lesnar
Gunther
got
didn't even.
nuclear heat when he beat the Undertaker.
That's what I'm trying to say. Has anyone in WWE, not even Iron Sheik being a foreigner or anything like that, has anybody been able to stand in a ring like Roman Reigns after beating Taker? Anybody with a brain knew Taker was going to lose that match when he had JR calling it. I walked out the door because I knew what was going to happen. Didn't even watch the match. And yeah, I hated that. But because it's Reigns of all people, I didn't want to see Reigns get it because he's handed everything. Gunther might be up there, but he hasn't been handed everything. Plus, Gunther, like Phil keeps yelling, is a great worker and a terrific professional wrestler.
I've
Mhm.
watched
So
his matches in the Indies, and I
if you
that
weren't if you weren't gonna push somebody as new as a Braun Breaker in a Cena final match to get a win, or at one time, I'm sure if Vince would have still been employed, he would have used Man in the Black Mask to beat Cena, Austin Theory would have probably been his choice. If you're not going to use anybody that new, why not a Gunther who's right there, the level right before them that came across, level wise in WWE?
And
Why not
I'm
Gunther?
and I'm not trying to cut you off, but Anthony says he disagrees with you. They're building him up to be this generation's version of Iron Sheik or Harley Race type bad guy. Um,
He's not
instead
going
of
to
the
stay a bad guy. I promise you, they will get him over and he will be cheered. Promise you.
yes. Gunther will be cheered eventually,
the
but it's
guy's
going to have to
organic.
take
He's not forced at all.
it's going to take a huge heel to make him a better face.
Oh yeah.
And the only better heel they have is either Brock Lesnar or Braun Breaker.
Or Randy Orton.
I don't see Randy Orton turning Gunther face. I just don't see that happening.
No,
Orton
Orton
is
is
too.
kind of the legend. It's kind of it's kind of funny. He went from being a legend killer to now being a legend now.
Yeah, but Orton is not. It doesn't matter how much you book Orton in a heel angle. Orton is still going to have his people cheering him. Orton is a true tweener. Orton has made his name in the business. He's going to have people booing him and people cheering him no matter what.
Yeah.
You're never going to get 100% on Orton booing him or cheering. You're never going to get it.
Boss.
Orton is made.
Country says Boss Wayne poetry was nuclear.
And
And
Boss man
No.
poetry. Look, all right. We know you love the Boss Man and the Big Show and his father on the casket cut. We know you love that, but that was mid card level stuff, dude. Come on, that was not main event level stuff. Come on.
And they have future heel in NXT with Obafemi. Obafemi is a future heel, and I will talk about him in a little bit because
He's the one that fought Cody, right?
Yeah.
He
yes,
was. They put him over. He was impressive. Everybody was wondering, what about a guy like that versus Cena? I'm like, too new. He's still NXT champ. Now, could you have put him and Cody? That's the match I have a problem with the ending on the card. That's the one I
Yeah.
have a problem with because they could have set this up to where this guy's so good he almost beat our current world champ Cody, or led to something down the road where Cody still wins, but makes that guy already a noticeable name and a talent while he's in NXT. That's the ending of the night I didn't care for. They didn't need interference in that match. You didn't need it. You didn't need Cody to raise his hand and say, "This guy's good." No, the guy should have damn near had Cody beat or got some kind of screwy finish where everybody's like, wait, he just beat did it happen? Okay, we have a rematch and let Cody win, but that ending didn't need to be what it was. An
It
ending
was
I was.
I don't even think it was a 5 minute match either.
How about Bailey not only being chosen for the night to represent the women, but doing the honors for the new hot up and come? How about? I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good match. That was a good match.
I don't mean
For
just the match. I mean the end result. That's how you build up. Hey, we got some people coming up that you learn their name now, fans. Learn their name now.
yeah,
Thought that was good.
So Ruka,
but
there you go.
Sol Ruka, yeah, but here we are talking about Gunther still, and I love how we all went around the world to talk about him. Gunther, on my perspective, he didn't deserve. He deserved a push, but he didn't deserve the tap out win. He deserved a pinning 1, 2, 3 instead of a tap out.
Of
Yeah.
all people though, who's the most believable? I'm just asking you, Mike. On the current WWE roster, whether we have people that are nearing the end or brand new beginners, who who most realistically could tap out John Cena on the WWE roster? Gunther.
Yeah, but John Cena, I mean, it takes away from his, his Super Cena thing because he's not really
But
tapped.
the whole point is it's time to take the cape off and put the X-ray vision down and walk away. And it's not that he lost the match; it's that he was tapping out to the business. I like metaphorical part of it. That Cena was like, "I'm and when he was smiling in the headlock, y'all know who he was looking at, right? His wife. And he was like, "We're ending this. It's gonna be over." And that's what it was. It was metaphoric. He was saying, "My time is not now. My time wasn't. My time is over in this business, in this ring. I'm getting out of this ring." He's still going to be an ambassador. They're still signing him to a deal. He's still going to be involved in the company. You will see him again. He's
Yeah,
just
he just
not
signed
getting
a
back.
5 year deal.
He's just not getting back in the ring to compete. Which makes me getting ready to point at a. We'll get to certain somebody later, but I will point at somebody that time's coming for him to do this when he's older than Cena, been there longer, and didn't have the guts to show up in person for this. So I
Yeah,
have
that is true. That is true. Hogan's heel turn was that for the NWO was the most nuclear moment. Yeah, that I
I
never
didn't find it was I didn't find it was nuclear. It was the most gay. It was the most shocking moment ever in wrestling.
Dude,
It was the most game changing moment in wrestling ever, and it led to a whole new era of attitude, which Bischoff and his real life and blur the lines made WWE almost go out of business and have to change their whole business model, creating their attitude. And Hogan not only was the greatest of all at one time in the business name wise, he did it a second time as a heel. That
yeah.
that that just shows how good Hogan might not have been a great actor on movies, but in the ring, he was pretty fucking good.
Well, okay. This is what I mean. Obafemi is not a monster heel. He'll never be a monster heel. He will be the face card of what Bobby Lashley was whenever he joined the main roster. Um, yeah, they did throw trash at him, and but Obafemi is going to be the biggest monster face they have. I don't think they need him to be a heel
No.
necessarily.
Yeah,
They don't.
y'all have been reading the comments then because they're talking about him becoming after Gunther and Braun Breaker. They're looking at him to be that next heel Brock Lesnar. I will kill you guy. That
Who,
everybody's saying that's the
Obafemi?
plan.
Yeah.
Obafemi?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, that's terrible.
That's what the directions are pointing, and that's what the commentary is suggesting. And they were being kind of real on the post show, pulling some out the hat stuff like behind. Like they even said, they were like talking to the people that are mad. They were like, "Fans, trust us. It went the way John wanted it to go, and if John didn't want it to go that way, it wouldn't have went." They were telling you all of that on camera. They were
Mhm.
saying all of that, and it's true. Now, I mean, now some people were saying, including John Cena's dad, he should have passed out, not tapped out. I'm like, yeah, but isn't that what we were all expecting? Well, I mean, if it made people that irate to see Cena tap, didn't we get the ultimate moment? Isn't that what it's all about? Making moments. I
Yeah,
mean, and
yeah.
let's be honest here, all of us. We know we everybody's trying to pretend. We're gonna get to him. He's coming. Triple H is coming, yo. But let's be honest, he didn't make John Cena follow any of that stuff. Cena got to choose all his opponents in the past year, got to choose how he wanted to do it. Said, yeah, I'll put over Brock, no problem. I'm the one going. I'll take the L. It doesn't hurt me. I'm leaving. I mean, Cena decided he wanted it to be this way, and he went along with it. It wasn't like he was forced or appealed, and from what I understand, Triple H had the idea, and he went along with it. It was Triple H's idea, but he said, "Yeah, I'll do that. It's not a problem. It's part of the
Now,
business." And for the any fans watching, I'm going to get onto the people, the damn fickle people. Just because we have social media now and everybody can comment, that doesn't make you important. It doesn't make you special, and it don't mean you get your way. So a lot of people rattling on. It should have been like this. Your opinion and your spoiled brat mentality ain't working. And Triple H and WWE and John Cena just showed y'all that. This ain't Burger King. You don't get it your way. You pay, you watch the show, you either like it or you don't pay, don't watch the show, and don't pay attention. AKA Phil. Yeah, see, and I think he'd agree with that. I don't like it. I'm not gonna watch. Phil doesn't like crappy storylines and shitty wrestling, so he doesn't watch the show. And I can understand that. I could totally respect that. I normally don't watch the show, but I will keep up with who's where in the business and who's going where and backstage stuff. That's part of what we all do here. So I will keep up with that. But the Cena finish, I have no problem with. Everybody came out saying Triple H hugged him and was laughing, burying him. No, no. He was there to thank him, all of that good stuff, be the businessman. If Vince would have still been there, Vince would have done the same thing. I mean, and today, that's back to the spoiled Brent mentality. No, you are a wrestler and you are retiring. It's your final match. You're on your back and you look at the lights. It's game over. Tony Khan spoiled modern day wrestling fans by making Sting over when Sting didn't want to win. That is not the way your career is supposed to end. And the whole Ric Flair thing, even though you had a bunch of fuckery and the family got involved and it's a tag like Sting's, but you should be looking at the lights, your final match. You're supposed to be putting over the younger current talent. So there's absolutely, I have no complaints with Cena losing, how Cena lost. He's happy with it. I'm happy with it. WWE's worried about a couple fans and the people all going. You cry all you want. You're not getting what you want. You're getting what you're served. It's like that old school cafeteria lunch. You either eat what's on the plate or you don't. It's not like by the time I was in my last year of high school and we had 4 lunch lines and I could get express pizza and chicken nuggets and fries like McDonald's. No, you either eat what's on the plate or you leave it and you don't eat it all.
yeah.
It's not the WWE, AEW, New Japan, CMLL, and everybody else. It's not, oh, we want this. No, you don't get that. You got lucky with Daniel Bryan. Y'all got lucky, y'all got y'all way, and that Vince gave in. Lucky. Don't expect it ever again for many years. No. You're on the roller coaster ride. The roller coaster goes left, you go left because you go right, the roller coaster is going right. You're going to jump out
Right.
the roller coaster and land on the ground? Be my guest. But the ride is the ride. So,
Mhm.
do they do the right thing sometimes? Yeah. Do they do the wrong thing? Plenty of times these companies make mistakes and do the wrong thing. Was this overall done right? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was done.
I like the fact that Gunther beat Cena. You know, it was the right thing done.
I like
When
that, and I like that Cena tap because it's a symbol. He not only had he never done it, he's leaving behind. He's tapping out from pro wrestling in a ring, and it made perfect sense to me.
it's basically
Yeah,
saying
if
he's
you
done
guys want to,
wrestling. You know, it's symbolism.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Now, if you guys want to add anything to that in y'all's opinion, y'all can go right ahead till we move on to the next guy.
Triple H.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
Anybody have anything to add to that?
That's not.
Fuck the fans.
The only thing I have to add is fans are so fickle that they say they want one thing and then they want another. And
They hate Gunther because he's a wrestler.
well, they don't just hate Gunther. They hate anything that was pre-planned, and they spoiled it. They spoiled the ending before they did anything. When they showed up, the 12 or 16 people, they just said, yeah, he passed out, and that's not the same thing. So there can be a storyline there. But John said it's his final match.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the bad thing about it is it's you already knew who the main event guy was whenever they even announced the 16 or whatever many people. I think it was 16 people they announced.
Yeah, I
And
told
they
y'all before the tournament was announced.
Gunther.
that-
Gunther was announced. Gunther was going to be the number one guy.
I told y'all
And
before the tournament. I said there's a
yeah,
tournament coming. Gunther's going to win it and fight Cena in his final match and put him up. I told y'all that 2 months before the tournament was announced.
yeah. I mean, very true, and it's very true. And WWE spoiled it. WWE spoils a lot of shit now.
And they're calling this safe booking. They're calling this the year of Triple H soft booking, going with the safe X. But everybody bitches about that. But now Cena taps, and now everybody's bitching that it's not safe. Like you just said, they can't make up their mind. The fans,
And they
like you
can't.
just said, like you
They
just
can't.
said. Oh, the safe finish. The Cody and them. The ending was just meh. Oh, the safe finish. Okay, we gave you an unsafe finish. Guess what? Now everybody's bitching. See, like you just said, the fickle fucking fans. They don't. I want this. I want this. Quit being a small bitch. You don't get the cake and the
We
ice cream. Pick one.
we wanted LA Knight. Why did you want LA Knight?
Ooh, that's a good
Why?
topic. Wait, that's a
Why?
good topic. That's a good topic. We should all talk about. We should all talk about LA Knight. We should.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
burying.
yeah.
They're not burying LA Knight.
Absolutely.
They're not burying LA Knight. I hate to tell y'all this. He's not being buried. He is.
Okay, and wait. Anthony's saying that Cena didn't tap. John Cena's father went on a podcast and said he would have rather that Cena pass out and not tap out. Explain to me how John didn't tap out. He wanted a John Cena's father wanted a pass out finish and didn't get it. Okay? He said he would have rather Gunther pass out Cena than Cena tap, admitting his son tapped. So tell me how he passed out and technically didn't tap when he tapped. Explain that one to me.
Oh, we love John Cena Senior. He's awesome.
Yes. Yes. He is a character in himself.
Now what Anthony just said is very right, and that's my complaint when we started. The one thing they did mess up is that babyface turn they wanted to start with Gunther from now to the Rumble and get him over by Mania. They're gonna have a hard time turning him for the casuals because they're gonna want to boo him now. So that's the one thing they took a hit on. Gunther is not gonna be able to be turned into a face right away. You are
Oh,
correct.
yeah.
They did take a hit on that, but I think they figure we'll go this way and we'll get around it. Who they gonna use to make Gunther a face eventually? I have no idea. We have to figure out who can be heel enough. To me, it would take almost a Rollins being a dick, but I mean, when Rollins comes back, he's gonna be cheered because he got hurt. Rollins is gonna be an immediate babyface when he comes back.
Unfortunately.
We'll see.
And Punk's face run, just like Cody's face run, they're getting to the end.
Yeah.
These face runs with them are getting stale. And if we do get, like they're claiming, the plan is not Cena, Reigns, Cody 3. Cody's got to turn. Something's got to happen, or there's no way they can live up to the finish of this of
What,
last year's.
Guile versus Akuma?
Yeah, Gal versus Akuma, but they're gonna have to. They have to turn Cody soon. He can't just come out and do the same shtick every. He's been
Oh,
doing it for
fuck
years
Logan
now.
Paul.
Loss prevention. We don't talk about loss prevention.
We don't talk about. We do not. Fuck that YouTuber.
Yeah, fuck that guy. He's talented. I give him that. I ain't giving him nothing else.
He hasn't paid his dues.
Loss prevention. All I'm gonna say is, okay, I need. You need a squirrel for him. I need an owl. Who?
Ew.
No, who the hell is loss prevention?
Logan Paul.
Oh, that's what y'all. Okay, him.
There you go. There's a how to do the who moment.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna get an owl. I'm gonna put me an owl right here, and I'll be like, "Bro, who is this guy?" He's gonna go, "Who?"
Yeah. Loss prevention is Logan Paul. His LP. Loss prevention. You know why? Because whenever he comes on television, he
Hangman?
prevents. He's WWE's. Yeah, he is the Wish version of Heyman Adam Page.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I find Logan. All right, I'm gonna put these guys in a category, and I feel like Vince created this category with Edge. I call it the smaller guys who could be slimy, smarky. They talented, but they'll cheat to win. They'll do dirty stuff. They're never the biggest guy. I feel like Edge started that, and I feel like Rollins was scooted right into that position. I got when he turned heel. I feel like Logan Paul is one of those guys, and I do see if he sticks with it, I see Logan Paul as a heel main eventing WrestleMania in a couple years versus who knows, a Braun Breaker or a Dominic Mysterio. And as much as I can't believe I'm saying Dominic's name, he's not the best in ring worker. The guy has charisma and can make you love him or hate him. He can.
And he can work the crowd.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has that charisma to be able to move a building.
He actually can do in-ring work. He just chooses not to.
I don't think Dominic can be the type of heel to turn Gunther babyface.
Dominic's bordering that tween. I mean, I know there's still a lot of people hate him here still. He's not too far away. He's going to be permanent like Randy Orton, like
He's
a
actually
tweener.
quite popular in Mexico, for what I've seen.
Well, yeah, he's completely over in Mexico.
He's over in Mexico and he's a heel in the States.
Yeah, he's the Bret Hart of the new generation.
Edge does have some height, Anthony, but Edge was never never I'm Gunther or like the big guys like Brock. Edge was the little skinny guy. And, hey, I got you.
Before Edge though, Jordan, you have to admit it was
better
Kurt
be it. I'm not gonna put Kurt in that position for one reason.
Are you crazy?
I'm not gonna put him in that position for one reason. I won't put him in that category because he was a legit Olympic champion. He came with the proof. He decided to play the goofball and be humble, and that got him over with so many boys in the back that he wasn't going to be a head stuck up the ass guy. He caught on quick. He was willing to make a fool of himself and play a good character, but Angle was never undersized or not a legit badass. I mean, even in the early days with his milk and all of that.
He came out like a straight heel. He came out.
You
straight.
love Boo. You're Olympic gold medal. But when he went to TNA though, that was the game changer right there. We got to see peak Angle, and I say peak Angle because I want to show respect, not say the other Angle.
People are mad at me now because I said Edge is small. Go look at Edge standing next to Randy Orton and look at their midsections and their torsos, please, and get y'all some glasses. Because Orton is not the tall. He's tall and he's big compared to all of us. But when you're looking at the size of wrestlers, you take Hulk Hogan in his prime and put Edge next to him. Okay, Edge is like this. All right.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake was monster tall and big in the body. In the legs, he was like this. But Jake the Snake was tall as fuck. You can go hacksaw Jim Duggan, big bulky guy. Edge was a smaller built guy, toned with muscle. Yes, he had height. But if you put him next to other people in the you put him next to the Hardy Boys and Christian. We're looking at a bunch of toothpicks back in 1999 and all of that. But I mean, You look, I mean, put them next to real wrestlers' bodies, you know, like people that are built. I mean, just look at it. All you gotta do is look at your eyes. I mean, Jericho was not the biggest guy. Jericho is another one. There's a famous story of when he was going into Vince's office or to meet Vince for the first time. He's constantly curling. He's trying to make his muscles pop as much as he can because he heard Vince like the big guys. He's like, I don't have the height. I'm not big enough. And he was trying to get himself looking jacked for Vince to hire him because he was worried. I mean, this is just facts. There's no way. It's not my opinion. It's facts. But CM Punk is not a big guy. He's not a
No.
big built man at all.
No, he's
All
not.
right.
I would compare because I've seen CM Punk in person, like maybe like 10 feet away. But shit, I think I'm bigger than him.
Yeah, they're not big. The generation in part Attitude Era and part after, especially the new generation when Vince had to get away from the steroids. And look, I mean, look at Shawn Michaels. Look at Bret Hart's an average built guy who was physically fit when he was healthy.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels was not a small. I mean, we're not talking about Razor Ramon and Diesel here. These guys are beyond 6'4", you know, and tall, like tall as shit and built. You know, we're not talking about guys like that. We're not even talking about a Mister Perfect in his prime, who didn't look like the tallest guy, but was solid head to toe, but athletic. You know, Dolph Ziggler is another one. He's jacked, but he's not. He should be bigger than the average guy, but he's not. You know, he's not much bigger than the real heavyweights. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
like when I met Roddy Piper, I was shocked.
He's
When
not
I
big
met
at all.
Roddy Piper is like
Very small. His the
same
one,
height, same build, same height and same build.
what made Roddy, and he's still one of the best in the world for it. Roddy could talk, and then if you let Roddy, he was like Macho Man always was worried about his size because he was shorter than the other guys. That's why Macho had the big capes. That's why he stood on the toes. And he admitted that the whole thing was to make him look larger than life to fit in. Now his personality did the rest. You didn't have to be bigger when you're the Macho Man because you could talk like you know, you're the fucking Macho Man. But I mean, that's just things you got to look at, and this is a professional wrestling business. You know, country bitches all the time, and he's not wrong about. And I think it's a major problem for AEW. Tony Khan don't want to do weight classes because half of his friends are all vanilla midgets. Sorry, that hurts you in the long run because then it becomes unbelievable. Country's right about that too. People like Darby Allin, like I'm going to believe Darby Allin or Jungle Boy could be a world heavyweight champion against when I've got people like Brian Cage in a ring, or even an MJF or a Hangman Adam Page in real life. You know, people with some sock. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So Anthony said, who do you think would win in a matchup between Kurt Angle or Kurt Hennig? I'll
Ooh,
let Jordan go first.
Oh man, we're talking about the real American wrestling champion against a hell of a technician, but a better. I'm gonna go Angle because as good as Henning is, he's a better showman than as good of a wrestler as he was in his prime. He was a better showman than he was wrestler, as good as he was. Kurt Angle's a pure wrestler, and Stone Cold said it himself. Never seen anybody come over from a real sports into pro wrestling and in 1 year nail it. Be able to absolutely perform, not injure nobody, know how to take the moves. Angle is the wrestling machine. Retired as he is, he's the wrestling fucking machine.
Yeah. Who you got, Josh?
I love Kurt Hennig though. Love Kurt Hennig.
I actually agree with Jordan on this. Is like Kurt Hennig was a great showman, great worker, but Kurt Angle was the real deal.
Greatest seller of all time. Most people rank Kurt Hennig as the greatest seller. When you're making your comeback and he's taking the hits, like Dolph Ziggler admits, he took everything from him. But who sold better than Kurt Hennig for anyone? Who sold better
Rick Rude.
than Kurt Hennig?
He's close.
I'm not gonna get. Maybe because I know Rick Rude in real life was one of the toughest sons of bitches there was. But I mean, he's Ming. This dude's up there with Ming and fucking Stan Hansen and what you call before Flair was champion, Dusty.
Harley Race.
Yeah, legit tough dudes without a gun, let alone with a gun. Like legit tough dudes. Yeah, Rick Rude's probably top 5 in the business all time for being a legit, bro. I said I'll kill you. I will kill you. Yeah, yeah.
Who you got there, Phil?
What are you talking about?
Fly it, Josh.
No.
Wyatt. It's on the screen. Who you got?
Guys,
Kurt
who do you
Angle?
think wins this fantasy matchup? Prime Kurt Angle? Ooh, that is a good question.
Who you got, Phil?
It's a tough decision because both of them are great wrestlers. You're talking Prime Kurt Angle versus Prime Kurt Angle. You would have dude. They would put on a fucking clinic.
Okay, so who you got though?
It's a tough one for me because I like both. You know, I like Hennig and I like Kurt Angle. You're talking about the.
Well, think about it for a minute. I'll come back to you.
I'm gonna have to say Kurt Hennig because he has a little bit more inexperience, but also they both have amateur backgrounds.
Yeah,
They're both top tier athletes.
yeah.
Something else we forgot.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be a fucking draw.
Something else we forgot while Phil was talking about it.
Brody would kill Brock Lesnar if it was a street fight.
Kurt Hennig did legit take Brock down on the plane. They were shoot fighting, and Hennig had Brock beat. And let's also remember, before WWF, Hennig had a long run through the 80s in the AWA as a top guy with Scott Hall. They were great. A lot of in-ring experience. The dude's from Minnesota. Remember that whole generation of Minnesota wrestlers are damn near untouchable. Rick Rude, Scott Flash Norton, the Steiner Bros, Kurt Hennig,
Warriors.
the Minnesota of that era was no joke. All those dudes came like college wrestlers and better, and then got into territory.
Wait, isn't the Steiner Brothers from Michigan though?
I thought the Road Warriors came from Chi-Town.
No, that's what I thought too. But no, the
Road Warriors. I don't know where they're from.
Steiners are from Michigan.
The Steiners are from Michigan. I know that.
But they went. Didn't the Steiners go? Didn't the Steiners go to either like the college or what did they do?
They went to Michigan.
Okay, I must have said why am I thinking the Steiners when I said Minnesota? Brock's Minnesota. I mean, there's a shitload of people. That whole generation or two from Minnesota could have had their own. They could have had their own wrestling company. Probably murdered everybody.
Basically, anybody from the northwest section of northern part of my section of area of wrestlers are like they're fucking
legit
badasses.
Yeah, they're legit badasses.
Country, I don't know, man. I think Brock, as tough as Brock is, he might have had a little fear in his heart having to face Bruiser Brody, dude.
Yeah, Bruiser Brody was
from Minnesota.
fucking nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
nicest guy if you meet him. He was very smart for the business.
In ring, out of the ring, he was a gentleman. The minute he got in the ring, he flipped the switch and he went psycho in the ring.
But here's my thing about Hennig and Kurt Angle.
The Road Warriors are Minnesota, by the way.
Okay. So Hennig versus Kurt Angle. You have two of the best sellers of all time. You have two of the best pro athletes, two of the best pure athletes. Hennig should have held the world heavyweight title more than anybody, in my opinion. But as far as it goes, I'll have to say Kurt Hennig wins that fight 1 out of 5 times. You go back if you do it 4 out of 5 times, Kurt Angle wins it. But he's gonna get him at least once. In that first match, I think is gonna be the one that he gets him in, and that's gonna be the biggest upset because he put Kurt Angle in the perfect plex.
That was a great question because those two guys in their prime, man, a real legit match shoot fight, man. I mean, yeah, Hennig had more experience, but Angle knows all the shit, man. He won gold medalist for a fucking reason.
Yeah, but dude, that perfect plex was beautiful.
Guarantee you, wouldn't be no perfect plexus in that match.
It'd be the
Or
finish.
Angle slams.
It'd be the finish of the first match. Guaranteed. It had to be, man.
I'm talking about real shoot fighting, dude. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about them.
Oh,
I'm
shoot
talking about,
fighting. Angle wins that hands down, dude. Angle wins that shit hands down.
yeah, I'm not talking about story wise for WWE. I'm talking about you let
Dude,
you put those two guys in a ring and let them go amateur style shoot. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Now, star wise, Angle was the biggest star. Vince didn't go in hitting for one simple reason. Not big enough. He wasn't larger than life Warrior or Hogan. That's why he didn't put the world title on him.
That's why I didn't put it on $1 Million Man either.
Yeah. In a sense, he almost didn't even need it. But I think he should have had it one time legit. Just to piss everybody off. Then you let Hogan take it back from him. But, or Savage. Or, yeah, they should have done it. Something to do with WrestleMania 4 where DiBiase won it. But before the show was over, Savage got to fight him and beat him for it. That would have been a little better.
Who will win in a shoot match? Angle or Shamrock? We're talking like Pancrase? Ooh, that's a good question.
Shamrock.
Shamrock hands down.
I don't know, because Shamrock, I just listened to the story again about Shamrock going down to the Nasty Boys. So and there were no magic fighters, and they damn near killed him too. Like he was near death when he went to the hospital when they put the boots on him.
But, Nasty Boys?
Yeah. Yeah, the story was Kid Shamrock before UFC, he was fighting in some amateur wrestling leagues, like way smaller than WWF at the time. He was in a bar with a dude and a friend of his wife or girlfriend, and Brian Knobs comes over being Brian Knobs and just start grabbing titties, and he didn't see it, and she starts talking about it. She's like, so he got up and he's like, "You fucking put your hands on her again," and all of that, and Knobs and Sags damn near killed him. Like they beat him. Well, years later, after he went to UFC and they were all out of WWE, they were at an airport and they happened to just bump into each other. And Shamrock walked up to Brian Knobs and whispered in his ear, "I'm gonna kill you." And he turned around and they were like, "Oh shit!" Sags ended up yelling, "Bruh, you don't want to fight here. This is an airport. That you're in trouble with the feds." And so Shamrock, in front of all the boys, Billy Gunn tried to tell Shamrock to chill out. In front of all the boys, Shamrock had to back down and pussy out. The Nasty Boys said to this day that their favorite thing was that he had to back down in front of all the boys, that was worth it. So Shamrock never got the one up on the Nasties. He never did.
I think you would have killed him.
Yeah, I've seen that. I was like,
that's fucking ridiculous.
Cheesy as hell. He looks like.
I'm not gonna lie, the trailer looks fun. They showed it for the video game awards, and they had everybody came out but Goto and the dude playing Balrog. The rest of the cast were all there.
Played by 50 Cent.
He wasn't there. Everybody else on the cast, Roman Reigns, Cody, all of them were there on the stage talking and introducing an award. And they showed
Goto was obviously back in Japan.
I'm gonna be honest. I think this is gonna fall worse than the fucking 90s Street Fighter.
I think so. It's meant to be cheesy and cartoony.
I think it's gonna go over well, and it's gonna have the right amount of humor because the way they showed the commercial, they even had your boy beating up the car like the bonus round, and the announcer talking and all that. I think it's gonna have just enough humor in it, but it's gonna be funny. I think it's going to make Mortal Kombat step up their game and try to make a good new movie because they're supposed to be having a new one coming out too.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at it, Street Fighters has always been kind of comedic and everything. Like the video games, even the current state of the games are very comedic.
Yeah, but I'm going to read something. He asked me to read it. We probably saw the Von Erich brothers, who is the best overhaul wrestler in terms of both entertainment, technical ability, and strength out of the Von Erich brothers.
Ooh.
I think it's pretty obvious.
Kerry
Von Erich, even with a fucking missing leg.
Yeah, well, no, not leg, foot.
or foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was missing his foot, and and we didn't even know at the time. Didn't even know that he was missing a foot, and he's fucking doing phenomenal shit in the ring. And even
And he's
before,
still able to.
I got a partner that has his son has like the first few toes of missing, and they're like, the football team's like, we love him, bro. He's punting. Yeah, he's like he was punting for his football team. They were like, we love him. He's awesome. Ain't no rules against that. He was missing the big toe, all the toes on the end of the foot, and he became punter for his football team. Return
This
this
one is for
motherfucker.
you, Jordan. This
Huh?
is for you. This is for you. As roasting fans, can you explain to me why fans out of all the people at a bar would antagonize the Samoans with either Haku or Barbarian?
Yeah,
that's
it sounds stupid when you look at it, the logic and how we know who these people are. You have to go into the mentality of you're in a ballroom, all right?
And also, some Haku
This
and
ain't your
Barbarian
question.
always
This
their
ain't your
top-
question, Dick Piece. This ain't your question. It's addressed to me. Fly it, Josh. All right. After I talk, you can go. You have to put yourself in a ballroom mentality, all right? This is back in the 80s. So everybody's like all drinking, all drunk, and they see some guy that wrestled on a card. They don't know who the fuck he is unless you Hulk Hogan or Dusty. And they're like, yeah, that fake shit you do in the ring. Yeah, come try over here. We'll kick your ass for real. And I've met a lot of people that have done that. I've been at wrestling events back in those days where fans were ready to jump the ring. You think you tough with your fake shit? We're going to go for real. And like you just mentioned, Haku and the Barbarian, two legit tough, especially Haku. Yeah, you're a dumbass for trying to fight that man because you're not going to hurt him. But the mentality is, and this is why Bill Watts, in back in the day when he had Mid South, his territory, Mid South Wrestling down in the southern states, he told the whole locker room, he said, you boys get beat when you're down in this ring and y'all in the ballroom. Don't come to work tomorrow. You're fired. You had to keep up, just like the baby faces and heels didn't travel back in the day together. You had to keep all that separate. So Bill Watts is like, you get beat in a ballroom fight, or don't matter if 5 people jumped you. Don't come back tomorrow because you're useless to me. You ruin your name value. You're supposed to be larger than life. This is also why when fans would jump in the ring, especially back in the day, you'd see the wrestlers kick the living shit out of them for real. You had to. You had to do that because it's like, no, we're playing. We're the toughest guys on the planet, and you're not. We'll go back and watch WCW even in the '90s, and you're gonna see Hogan might try to get out the way. Savage or Hall, they're gonna be. They're trying to hurt that dude for real. Like you got people running the ring to try to get the guy out the ring before Savage can lay him out. But it's a stupid idea, but it's mainly I'm gonna prove myself. It's just like being drunk in a bar and two guys are gonna go at it. It's the same thing. Okay, Phil, you want to add something?
I already said it on the chat in the chat. So
Oh, thanks, Phil. Thanks.
their
Haku
tongue
and
is not
Barbarian.
Samoans. I hate it when people call tongue is mixed with Samoans. It's the same shit I have to deal with. Like when I see the chats with when it comes, especially when it comes to the Gorillas of Destiny, especially Jeff Cobb. He's Guam mixed with Filipino and Japanese.
Well,
Hawaiian.
Yeah,
Answer.
especially even Andre the Giant said he's like, there's one man he only ever feared was Haku.
Yeah.
Well, the brothers, the two brothers are going with David. They should know because they all would wrestle each other and train, just like the Hart family. So they're going to pick David, saying he's the best wrestler. But the total package, the one that was chosen to be the headliner, even WWE took him, is Kerry Von Erich. And Kerry had the size, the look. He fit the stereotypical of the day, like warrior without face paint. Maybe not as jacked, but he looked like a I think of him like a hangman of today almost, in a way. Or maybe if you want to, I don't know
Magnum
how old
TA.
you are. I was gonna say I don't know how old you are, but maybe a Magnum TA. I don't know how old.
He does remind me of Magnum TA a lot.
I'm not talking about. Hey, I know Hangman has throwbacks looking like Magnum TA, but I'm saying Kerry has that that era, that time. They come across as real dudes that can do some damage. That could be baby faces. Not. Oh, you're gonna hate like Rick Rude would always mostly almost play the bad guy all the time. Like you will hate me. That was Rick's personality, and it worked for him. But Piper was loved either way once he got over. But Piper, as a heel, he could talk so much shit. Everybody would get wild. It
Yeah.
was better. It was better than hearing Happy Piper with the pineapple, or in his talk show days. You want to hear Piper get rowdy and get wild. I always thought
Pipe,
Ric Flair was better as a heel than a face.
yeah, Piper today, man, would not. He'd be canceled so fast.
Piper would
Like you go
cancel them
back
with
and
a
look at
pineapple
that,
to
I'm like, damn, that's some racist ass shit, man.
yeah. Piper would cancel them with a pineapple to the head and say racist this. You know he would. You know he would.
Yeah, Piper was one of those people that was very controversial, but he was as controversial as he could be for his era, just as New Jack was controversial in his era.
Oof.
Oh,
And and Jim Cornette allowed him to be that controversial. And
yeah.
everybody
He
thinks,
told him.
I'm gonna
but
shout out to my boy.
OJ.
yeah,
Shout out
but
to my
see,
boy over
everybody,
there. You got two out. We're ready for
Um.
more. Like,
And
oh man.
but the thing
Anthony,
is,
Anthony, you also have to remember that guys like Cornette and Pritchard, they had inside information and got to see these guys and get the dirt that we the fans didn't get to see on TV. So could David have been better? Yeah, the problem is David died too early. We didn't get to see him. We didn't all of us didn't get to see David to his full potential. That's the main problem there. So it might not be fair for us to pick Kerry because we never got to see all the brothers go with their potential. But I can't say David because there's not enough short of WCCW. We don't have enough footage of David. Whereas Jim Cornette, who was a young Jim Cornette started as running around young in the business ringside in the territories, got to see these guys. And Bruce Pritchard was always watching tapes. Okay, who you got? Who you got? Who I'm going to cherry pick? Always had his eye on people because that's part of his fucking job. So we didn't have that information that these guys did or the brothers wrestling. So David could have ended up being the best, but we can't prove that because we don't have that information. That's some nice what ifs from everybody, from Cornette and from Pritchard, but we can't back that up because we never got to see David at his potential. Sadly, in a ring, you know, and you can go back probably find some old footage. Somebody had a camera ringside at something to see him, but we don't have him in WWE or Jim Crockett Promotions or I don't believe he ever did NWA or AWA guys. I don't think so. I don't think David ever did. David ever get to have a cup of coffee and AWA or NWA guys? I don't think
NWA, I
so.
think that because he didn't he go for no, it was no,
Yeah.
Kevin Von Erich went for the heavyweight championship, right? And
mhm,
lost to Harley Race. Then it was David that won against Flair, right?
yes,
Yeah, okay. I don't think
Sandy,
Kerry won the NWA. No, Kerry did win the NWA, didn't he?
who? I don't, let's see this, and then to find
here
the
we are.
footage of this stuff.
You got me going back.
Yeah, Mike could figure it out, look at the history books, but even that stuff, we only have so much footage of that. So it's unfair. We can't say David could he have been the best? Possibly, yeah. But we're never gonna know because we didn't get to see David get to his prime in a ring in front of hundreds of thousands of people and cameras. So it just didn't
And
get to
before he
happen, man.
screwed up and
Kerry Von Erich won the NWA World Heavyweight title by defeating Ric Flair in May 6, 1984.
There you go, Josh. And you didn't even watch NWA. You didn't couldn't catch it.
His reign lasted only 18 days as he lost the
was
title
really
back
young.
to Flair in Japan just a few days later. This victory was a tribute to his late brother David, who had died 3 months prior.
Yeah, in WCCW, Anthony, the Von Erichs they were the franchise of the company. That's why you had the heel Freebirds to go against them. But yeah, no matter where you would send the other guys, whether they were heels, even if they were like you're saying with David, if you went back to WCCW, that's like Dominic Mysterio going to Mexico. You're automatically 100% white meat babyface. You're the hometown. That's like Jerry Lawler in Memphis when he wasn't playing the bad guy. You know. Yeah. You just have to. That's Bret Hart in the '90s when he was Team Canada, and he'd come to the USA, and everybody was booing the shit out, and then he goes home and he's the hero. You know, it's just there's nothing you can do about that. That's
18
how
day ring.
when MJF was disliked by everybody when he first started in AEW, and he would go to isn't Long Island his home, guys? Where's MJF from, really?
Long Island, yeah.
Yeah, when the beginning when he was booed by, not everybody was for him and liked the character, went to Long Island and they loved him. That's like Punk in Chicago. Even if Punk turns heel coming up, which is going to have to happen before he retires, unless he gets injured, Chicago's going to cheer the shit out of him. The rest of the world's going to boo him.
Oh yeah.
Who is the bigger wrestling what if? David Von Erich or Brian Pillman Sr.?
Ooh. Oh, we were talking about Pillman, right? Not we were talking about
flying Brian Pillman.
Yeah.
Well, we saw him at his peak, and we saw him go down after the injury. He was talented.
Not the Wish version, aka Lexus King. Ugh.
Okay, yeah, we're talking about the dad. Yeah, his dad. Yeah, Brian Pillman was like him and Austin when before either one of them were injured were great in a ring. They were terrific. That's why Austin had to go more to the brawler style. After the neck, especially not just the knee, the neck when he got dropped by Owen accidentally. But yeah, you got to change it up. Mick Foley had to change up at the end of his career after all the bumps. That's when you saw more of the comedy come out. He just couldn't take all that anymore. The man's in pain every day getting out of bed.
But what's the bigger what if? David Von Erich or Brian Pillman?
David Von Erich, because we saw Pillman peak. Pillman was great. Pillman went to all three companies with the plan of billing his name to go back to WCW. Pillman, before the injury, before the wreck, Pillman was tops. Imagine him at his prime with a name versus when Owen blew up and started getting a name after he beat Bret in his prime. Just imagine that.
Oh yeah,
that'd have been a banger.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Bret Hart. Owen was way better wrestler than Bret, and I hate to say it, Bret's become like the grouchy, angry old man that like Jim.
I like Owen the best out of the Hearts. Not
Owen
just his
is
character, but
out of the Hearts.
I like Owen out of the Hearts. I do. I think he was the best combination of a sports entertainer with a pro wrestler.
Oh yeah.
Getting back to the question, David Von Erich versus Brian Pillman, I would have to. Ooh. David Von Erich was more technical and a brawler type, if I'm remember right.
Who?
David Von Erich.
Oh, David Von Erich, yeah.
Yeah, he was more of a technical brawler.
That's not a bad
thing. He was a brawler, but a flyer as well. So.
Oh wait, he didn't ask.
I'm gonna have to go with I'm gonna have to go with Brian Pillman.
You have to, and I see he didn't ask who was better. He asked who was the bigger.
Guys, the train.
He asked who was the bigger wrestling what if, and we did get this. Pillman got to be seen on. Pillman got to be seen on world television.
This train is sponsored by.
David did not get to be seen by everybody, sadly.
W.
The train is sponsored by W now?
The train is sponsored by W. Get your W energy drinks at W.GG. Use our promo code Ringside Riot. 10% off.
Yes.
Maybe if David could have made his way over to WCW and done a little bit of something, but we know how things went. But Pillman was known. Pillman also went. So Pillman went through. I know he went through ECW, but not everybody could catch. He went through WCW and he went through WWF and he went to Japan. That's
unfortunately that's where David died. Unfortunately,
and he played in the NFL too.
You're right. David did pass away when he was in Japan in the hotel room. Yeah, and they found him. Yeah, you're right about that.
Apparently, it was like a hole in his intestine or something like that. That's what he died of. It wasn't any drugs or anything, according to the Von Erichs.
Yeah, they had a curse, man.
Oof. I think if Vince was the book Bruiser Brody, he would have. Honestly, I thought the Viking, that Viking dude back in the day, I thought that was Bruiser Brody.
That he was supposed to be. He was supposed to be Bruiser Brody, but Bruiser Brody passed away.
Yeah.
Thank God that no.
Yeah, that was a horrible gimmick.
I like the Berserker, man. The Berserker was awesome.
I think it was pretty horrible the way Bruiser Brody was murdered myself.
Yes.
Over territorial bullshit.
It just would have been the Berserker gimmick would have been. I can see why Vince and Bruce would have booked him like that because they see him as a crazy madman and everything. But
no, I could not see the Von Erichs in ECW. I could not.
They're a little pure for that. But he did have Paul Heyman did have Malenko, Rey Mysterio, Psychosis, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero. I mean, he had technical guys. He did.
Yeah, he did. But at the same time,
we had guys that didn't switch.
By the time.
Yeah, the time period
of ECW, these men would have been in their 40s. Out of their prime.
Well, I thought you was going to go with they were no longer with us, but yeah, you're right about that too.
No. If you're gonna go that route, then you're gonna say that Terry Funk was no longer in his prime by being.
But
I was going
to bring up too.
Wait. Paul Heyman. I was going to bring that up. Paul Heyman cleared the record on that. He said, unlike WCW, and with a bunch of old guys, he says, I'm going to have one veteran, and I'm going to put a bunch of young guys around that one veteran, and that's why he chose Terry Funk. So Funk gets a pass because that was his locker room veteran of extreme style and all of that. So Terry Funk, not only does he fit, Paul made it fit and had Taz and friends all around that.
Plus you gotta have the crazy old man. Plus, that was the best gimmick that Terry Funk had was the crazy old man gimmick you don't want to fuck with.
Yeah.
Bruiser Brody would have been perfect for ECW.
He was also the crazy old.
In his prime, he would have probably been. Paul would have probably made him world champ.
You know, also fits the gimmick of the crazy old man you don't want to fuck with Minoru Suzuki.
That's not a gimmick.
That's not a gimmick. He is a crazy old man.
Yeah, that's not a gimmick. That man's on the bullet train kicking ass with that train going 80 miles an hour.
He's also dressing up as an anime character named Doraemon.
That man was in a kaiju film, all enlarged, battling amongst
power grab a Godzilla like kaiju.
Yep. All right.
I think Godzilla fears Minoru Suzuki.
That could, yeah. Well, I don't know. You're pushing it there. The big green guy is number one, man. But you're pushing it there.
Well, I don't know, man. I think Godzilla fears Minoru Suzuki.
I don't know. You know what? If Godzilla ate Minoru Suzuki, Phil, he'd give him indigestion. How's that?
Okay, Gamera fears Minoru Suzuki.
Gamera.
Do we prefer
Terry or Dory?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Terry because I grew up. I watched Terry wrestle more in my childhood. He was part of my childhood, you know. Because I watched Terry Funk wrestle in live, you know. So it's you know that's how it is for me because I watched him wrestle in WCW, ECW, and WWF.
And that's back to what I was saying. What we were privileged to be able to see versus what we couldn't see.
Yeah. So, Dory Funk was a great tag team wrestler.
Yes.
Dory Funk.
I respect Dory though for what he's did, you know, because I never got to see him wrestle, but
Dory was a heavyweight champ in one of them.
Seen him wrestle.
They're both former world heavyweight champions. I even saw them wrestle some of their matches back when they wrestled in Japan together.
They even wrestled each other. You know, Terry versus Dory Funk.
Oh, they beat the fuck out of each other, man.
I remember when Terry and Dory beat the fuck out of Lord Alfred Hayes.
WWE.
You don't remember that? Go look that up, man. It's like Lord Alpha Hayes said something about some beans, and they just slapped the shit out of him and tied him up with a bull rope and just beat the shit out of him.
You know, it was the saddest story I've heard about the reason why John Tenta left All Japan Pro Wrestling because Giant Baba had a problem with his Filipino wife.
Why? Okay. Here go.
It's a Japanese prejudice. You know, they believe that
They do. They do.
pure Asians. You know,
Japan has a racial thing where if we were out there, there's certain restaurants we're not allowed to eat at versus restaurants we are allowed. And Africa has the same thing going on over there on one side of Africa. You ain't dark enough, buddy. You getting the foot.
well,
They
they
have a
don't mind
racial thing going on over there too.
They
They
don't.
still
Japan doesn't mind gaijins. It's just like certain Asians they don't want. Like, well, it's changed a little bit over the years, though. You know, they
Kenny Omega just said a couple years ago he's allowed to go in because he could speak fluent Japanese. He's allowed to go in all restaurants, and his mama being, he's half technically, but he said unless you with him, you can't walk into any Japanese restaurant being an American. You can't do it. They won't let you. Won't be able to order, and they won't let you.
lucky. I know a little Japanese, so
I think you'd have to be perfect. The way he was describing it, your Japanese got to be perfect, or you, or you. It's going to be McDonald's and one level above for you.
or probably
Japanese McDonald's.
What Anthony brings up a question. Why do you think Abdullah doesn't get enough respect? Well, because one, he's like, what was it?
Deathmatch wrestler.
Not deathmatch wrestler. No, he's got that fucking disease.
He has Hep C.
Yeah, he got Hep C, and he's wrestling matches and bleeding all over people having hepatitis C. So that's why he doesn't get the respect, like, because he like put some wrestlers at risk with that.
Undertaker was livid when he found out after the match that Abdullah had Hep C and bled on him. Undertaker was livid when he found out. He's like, bro, you got in a ring with me, didn't tell me to put my life in danger. And we're talking about like 1990 under like around there, right? So we're talking young Mean Mark Callis era. He was irate when he found that out.
All right, so what other wrestling stuff we got going on that's got to be coming out?
Well,
tomorrow we're gonna talk about tomorrow night we're gonna talk about Wrestle Kingdom 20 in the lineup, and also like all the matches going on, and apparently some certain wrestlers are returning. I think, and I hope Aaron Henare is going to be returning from the United because he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, well, you since you started talking about it tonight, he is returning. He's on the card, and they also have two mystery blocks on their team. But we're not going to get into that tonight. Tomorrow. We're going to do our Wrestle Kingdom 20 picks. The event is sold out to capacity for pro wrestling.
50,000 people and
over 50,000. And this is all because, of course, Tanahashi's retirement match. Just like John Cena, he carried their company on his back. Same era, same time, and so this is going to be his final match. He's facing one of the greats, Kazuchika Okada. If you watch AEW, you don't know how good Okada truly is.
You're going to see how good he is, even though he's going to be a heel, since he's a member of the Don Callis family, and I love his heel character.
They're also giving them main event billing over the World Championship. Because of Tana's match, they are getting the main event spot.
Bitch.
they're getting the main event spot, but we're looking at only 7 matches, which means these matches are going to go long and hard. We're going to talk about all that tomorrow. We're going to do our picks, and also the next show, which resets the whole year for New Japan, New Year's Dash, is sold out, and we should be getting the farewell ceremony for Hiroshi Tanahashi. Which, if you've never seen such a thing, they are very strict about how they do things in Japan. There's an entire ceremony where they have to remove you as being a professional wrestler, and I've seen a few of them. This is going to take place on New Year's Dash, and all of this is included with NJPW World, the app. You pay your what it is, $12 a month. You get everything in 4K plus the classic vault, but you get everything for the month for that price. No extra, unless they're in America. You don't have to pay for any extra shows. You get all the raw like shows that lead up to these events, and then the big payoff of that are like pay per views. You get everything for a month for that one price.
which isn't really bad.
And not at all, especially now that it's in 4K. Now that you have access to the classic vault, you can turn on the English commentary if you haven't already, and you can even go back and watch. You can watch Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Sting, the Steiner Brothers, Rick Rude, Ric Flair, anybody. You go back and watch all their matches with Kevin Kelly doing the commentary over all of them. You can go back and watch so much classic stuff. Vader.
Best
You can
ones are
see
the Road Warriors. Road Warriors were
you can see
huge.
you can see that. You can see, and they're brutal over there. You can see Bruiser Brody. You can see Stan Hansen. You can see so many of the Great Muta, of course. You see so many legends through the business.
Jushin Thunder Liger.
Oh, all the way from his beginnings. You can see him from a very, and you can also see Flying Brian and Dynamite Kid. You can see all those guys.
Eddie
The
Guerrero,
beginning of the beginning of
Jericho,
the.
and
Yes,
You
you
also
can.
see,
certain wrestler we
Black
don't mention anymore.
Tiger.
Yep, the beginning of the high flying in pro wrestling pretty much starts right there. The beginning of high flying offense with guys like Dynamite Kid and Jushin Thunder Liger, and you can see it all.
The Pegasus Kid.
Yep. Yes,
Yeah.
he was there, and Eddie Guerrero as Black Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
So do
So
we got
many.
anything else to talk about? Or
I think that's about
Um,
it, right?
I
yeah.
kind of gave my rant on the fans and what the company did for WWE. Unless y'all want to add anything, I think my rant pretty much covered how I feel
Oh,
about it. But the fans
the
need to shut up.
The Triple H angle on that. We didn't really cover that.
Before we go into Triple H angle, let's go hit Unreal for a second. Let's talk about WWE Unreal in their second season, how it's going to be talking about the whole um, debacle with our truth and all that. Y'all want to talk about that?
The debacle with R-Truth.
Oh yeah, about the dude, it was a work.
Oh, when he said like when they fired him, then they rehired him.
I don't know if I believe they made it. I think they're
Made it a
lying and
work.
making it work.
Yeah, I think they did too. I think they lied and made it a work as well.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think they realized we fucked up, but I think they really were ready to let him. That was too many real wrestlers commenting on social media, being like, "Really, bro? Y'all gonna release him of all people?" That wasn't no work.
Yeah, I think that was real. They fired him, and then they realized, oh, people want him.
Oh, well, actually, I said that wrong. That wasn't a shoot. I mean, no, it wasn't a work. It was a shoot. They're trying to take real life and put it in there, just like they do about WCW after they beat them, and everybody's like revisionist history. The winner always makes the rule. Yeah, they're gonna. I think they're pulling a fast one on people that'll believe it, but nah, they fucked up. Fired our truth or released him. Then realized we got to bring this guy back. This guy's too much morale in the locker room. We got to bring him back.
But dude, he was, and now he's over as fuck, man. He's so over, it's not funny.
If that dude should have a guaranteed job for life, just like Big Show, just like Cena, just like those guys should be. I mean, you could find something for R-Truth to do besides being an ambassador. The kids would love him when he retires and if he's an ambassador and goes traveling. The kids would love him. And they say in real life he's a smart dude. He's not all wild like he seems, but he would fit in good with working with PR and stuff like that for the company. He'd fit in real good.
Yeah, and I mean that's my whole take on Unreal, man. I think it's more of a oh fuck we fucked up type deal, and then we're gonna try to turn it into make our image look better than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Unreal has always been about, and I think that's what they're going to continue with season 2.
I think it's a work shoot work. That's how I'm gonna call that series. I think it's all right. We're working y'all, but hey, this is real. But hey, it's a work. I
Yeah.
think it's supposed to be real, but it's a work.
Yeah,
It's like Hulk Hogan telling you the truth, which is 10 times a work. because he'll either make it, how he did or remember it how he wanted to. But when you're in the business, when your business is pro wrestling and you're a sport, or excuse me, a sports entertainer, and we call him what it really is.
Who?
When you're a sports entertainer, your job is just like an actor. Your job is to convincingly lie to people and make them believe you. That's what an actor in a movie does.
Who's
Yeah,
there
I
as a
mean,
sports entertainer?
Hulk Hogan.
I'm saying I was talking about Hulk Hogan and his truth/lies, and when you're in the sports entertainment business, your job is to convincingly lie to people and make them believe so, just like an actor in a movie. That's your job.
He's a
I'm a-
compulsive liar, unfortunately.
But isn't that what the business is? Tony
Yes.
Khan does this on a regular fucking basis and tries to scoot around questions or just yell, watch AEW on TNT and watch on this channel. I mean, the whole
It's this
business.
time. Don't forget the time.
Yeah, he always got to list the time too. But I mean, the whole point of being an actor in a movie is to be. I'm going to convincingly lie to you and make you entertain and make you believe my character in the world I live in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when Hulk did it, he did things like he says, I almost played bass for Metallica one time.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you work and you can just imagine how much he said in promos, just making stuff up. Oh, I had this little Hulkamaniac, and tears were rolling down his face, and I told him that. I mean, we could. I mean, we can.
I will say this about Hulk Hogan. He did do a song with Green Jelly.
Yeah, he did.
You did what?
He did a song with Green Jelly.
That was hilarious.
Josh is like, "Are you serious?" Josh didn't even know that.
Well, I would say let's go look it up, but we can't. I'm
I
thinking for
don't feel like,
copyrights, we can't play it.
having some guy knocking on my door going, little pig, let me in.
Not the hero of my chinny chin chin.
I'm gonna give y'all a great example of what I was just talking about, for people watching especially. But let's go back to when Hogan and Andre were on Piper's show and they confronted each other. And Andre's like, I want the belt. And he was mad at Hogan. He ripped the shirt and he ripped Hogan's chain off. Now, was the chain rip an accident with the shirt?
Yes.
Or was the chain supposed to be ripped off?
Accident.
Okay, if it was an accident, 10-1, that was a real chain. If it would have been set up, do you think Hogan would have wore a real gold chain and let him break it?
No.
Well,
Okay.
what was it was the ripping of the shirt was set up. What was accident is when he scratched the shit out of him
and broke the chain with it. You're right.
Yeah.
And Hogan sold it, of
That
course.
was the accident there.
Which if you're Vince McMahon in those days or anybody in production, you're like, yes.
Oh, this is good shit.
Yeah. You're like, yes.
Yes.
Real is it. This is the whole reason he let the Shawn Michaels Bret Hart feud go on backstage, because real competition, pal. This is gonna get us. They really don't like each other. Yeah, I know Vince. Yeah, I know Vince let them do that shit back there to let it become real for them to take it out of each other in the ring. I know he did. That was his whole angle with the new generation, with those two. It's the whole point of, he could have squashed that and been like, whoever doesn't like it, you're suspended, whatever, fine. No. Not only was he cool with Shawn backstage and he saw Bret as his main draw, but he let that animosity. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't egg each one on to the other one. I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
I wouldn't have either. I mean, if you think about it, man, there was a lot of animosity between a lot of wrestlers back in the day.
Well, you kind of gotta protect your spot and the established with the new guys coming in. You don't want to get beat. Show business used to be like that as well. I mean, not so much more today, but just like wrestling isn't really like that today. Everybody's friendly, but you have to kind of protect your spot. But you have to, and just like guys are like, I'm not taking that pin against that guy. No, it's got to be a bigger name. I'm not eating the pin on that night, or I don't want to do this, or I don't want to do that. I mean, things like that. You think a wrestler today could have got away with when Bret said, "No, I don't want to drop the belt in my own country"? You don't think Vince would say, "You're out of here, pal," or even today in WWE, TKO or Triple H? You don't think they'd be like, they'll come to agreement and give him the boot?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to play. Tony Khan plays with everybody because he wants to be friends with everybody, and you can't be a boss and a friend. You can't do it. You can't do
Yeah.
it. And going back to all these, this is something I wanted to mention earlier. The online bitching about the Cena finish and all of that, when these people whining and crying like they should have a say so and they don't want it like that. It's like no, you're not the boss. You're the person watching. If you want to make a difference, or you don't like what you saw, turn off the channel, don't give your vote, and don't watch the show.
And
You don't get
give them your money.
yeah. If you bitching online does nothing except you give them one more view and that raises their viewers. By the way, everybody watching, we need to start saying this more often. We know there's a few of y'all. Please like you, and if you'd like to subscribe, we'd enjoy that. But please hit the like button because it helps us in the algorithm and it gets us seen. Believe it or not, just one of you giving that like button helps that much more. We don't want any money. We don't want your money. We don't want donations. But smash that thumbs up button for us, guys. It helps us. More people can see the show. And you know what? Y'all are going to have people. Y'all can actually talk in the comment section while we talk, and you can have your own conversations. So smash that like button, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
That was brought to you by W.GG. Get your W energy drinks on. Gentlemen, I really don't think we have anything else left to talk about unless y'all got something to show off or anything.
I got
I got a couple things.
Who goes first?
Let Phil go.
Let Phil go first.
Okay, hold on, Phil. Hold on, Phil. I got you, Phil.
Rotate. There you go.
I had this.
Invincible Volume 5. I got, let's see, Batman Deadpool Issue 1 and Deadpool Batman #1 third printing. This is the first printing.
Uh-huh.
And
I got the permission.
I also got 30 Days of Night, Eben and Stella. This ought to be a fun read. And I also went to a metal show that night, and I got me like the Skullbangers Bolt. A lot of local bands from Louisiana, Florida, and Mississippi played the show.
Nice.
Yeah, I've played with one or two of them.
Skulldozer, Grimoire, good bands. Crown of Decay is good. Formulus is really good. They're from Birmingham.
I don't know them.
Well, I know that I'm good friends. I know the drummer really well. He's a good guy.
Okay.
That's nice, dude. That's
and
awesome.
Firing Squad's from Louisiana. They're pretty good too.
So you had Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, and Louisiana all represented.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's like that. That's like that show we did earlier this year in New Orleans where we had Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, and us from Louisiana.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is that it, Phil?
Oh yeah.
He says, "Oh yeah."
All right. Cool.
I'm trying
Awesome.
to get you, Josh.
All right. Hey, there I am. All right. So I went on a quest this week.
West.
A quest, and
You found a guy.
I found a guy. So went to a meet and greet at this place called a horror shop in Chicago, and I got to meet the legendary Vampiro.
Vampiro.
I got this signed,
That's badass, dude.
and also the Vampiro also has a comic book out called Rockabilly Vampiro Apocalypse. So my buddy Julio Guerrera actually did the cover to this, and also and I had Vampiro sign it. He signed it like right here, and my buddy Julio signed it right here, and also I got the writer signed it right here. And actually, my buddy Julio told me this is the only time he ever seen 3 signatures on this book.
Nice.
Oh,
So I also got copies for you guys as well.
Hell yeah.
That'll be coming soon.
Thank you.
So
yeah, that's pretty cool.
also at the horror shop, I picked up a couple things, but I forgot to grab the other 2. But I picked up this one.
Hell comes the frog down.
Here comes the Frog Town, man. Picked up this nice little art. So, that's it. That's it for now.
That's it for now.
some more stuff tomorrow.
All right, I gotta go get mine. So give me a minute. Oh, you forgot. He left you. He gave you one other present. He left a video of a picture message telling all of us here at Ringside Ranch to go fuck ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Should we show him? Show it.
Go ahead.
Can we show it? Can we
Yeah,
show it?
well, it's on our page. Hold on. I think I can mirror it. Hold on. Videos. Hold on. Okay, mute that. Unmute that. Pause, motherfucker. Okay. Let me see if I got screen share it. Windows. There we go. Share. All right. Can you zoom in?
I'll try. No, you got to make it full screen on your side.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. All right. And here's our message.
This is Josh, aka the Bad Karma, and I'm here with the Lucha legend himself, Vampiro. And man, go fuck yourself, Ringside Riot. You ready here for it?
That was badass.
He's for that play. He's gonna be going 1-on-1 with me in the ring. But
There we
all
go.
right, I have this. We go. Oh, it's my turn. All right, here we go.
Well, I'm trying to get that little piece out of there.
Josh should be getting one of these if he didn't yet. But I left it attached to this cardboard because I don't have a tree this year. But Colecco decided to send me a nice little Christmas ornament.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and every customer should be getting these. They're free, just little bonuses. They look kind of just wooden, real thin. But Josh, if you bought anything this month, you should be coming.
Yeah, I got 2 packages that should be arriving tomorrow.
And I got one that was supposed to come in today, and it was late because of the damn federal mail and the holidays. So mine should be coming tomorrow. All right, this was $20. I paid 10 for it. I got me so I had just a little something different, but I had to. Wet Willie, keep on smiling.
Wet Willie.
Yeah, it's the whole album too. But yeah, I was like, what the hell? We're gonna go ahead and get that because
Blues
something
is
di-
blues.
something different.
Yeah, Wet Willie.
Not really blues. I mean, you know the song "Keep on Smiling." It's more of a dancing song kind of thing.
Yeah, you're gonna
This-
keep on smiling just like Wet Willie.
This was an auction. I don't. Let me see. It says 2014 U.S. reissue, but this was an auction, and nobody. He had it marked down low as shit, and I was like, "I'll take it." Everybody's too dumb to buy it. I'll buy it. $22. This is Kiss, the Carnival of Souls, the final sessions. This is when they went kind of grungy, no makeup, and I like this album. The hardcore fans don't, but I do. So fuck them, and it's mine. And this thing normally sells for about $37 to $40.
Yeah, I think Jordan, me and when we were offline. I think Jordan played a little sample of that, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, it's heavy and it's pretty good. This.
Yours.
Tell me if, especially Josh, tell me if you got any idea about this band. This is Hatred.
Hatred? No,
You have no idea what this is, do you?
no.
Okay, well, do you happen to know who Steve Zetro Souza is?
Sounds familiar.
That is the man. That is the man that took over for vocals after Paul Bailoff died in Exodus.
Oh, excellent. Okay.
So when he left, he got back with him in 2004. Then he left again for the second time. He formed Hatred.
Hat Riot.
Yeah, pretty much Hat Riot in a way. So this was in that big metal sale he had a few weeks ago where everything was marked dirt cheap. This is sealed for 20 bones, and I was like, yes, give me that for 20 bones.
Nice.
All right, now we have this. This looks like this was an auction, and I guess no one bid on it. $25. This is a 1972 UK pressing, EX shape. This is your blues, Mississippi John Hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I needed that. My blues section, jazz section is getting pretty massive over here, and I'm about over 50 albums I haven't heard yet that I need to get through. I have to get on that one day. Put some more of that on when I'm cooking. When I'm cooking the lovely food, I'm gonna have to put some of that on. I overpaid for this because it was a new arrival, and I was sad because he had some as low as 20 and 25, but I paid close to 40 for this. But it's a 2-disc vinyl. It's brand new. It's sealed, and this album has a lot of memories for me. But it's Queensryche Empire.
Oh, good one.
Ooh.
Yeah, my memories of walking the streets in New Orleans as a young boy. This album and STP's Core are like my two memories of walking those streets in daylight with the wind blowing so hard. I had to lean forward and with my headphones on. So that album, I like everything on that album. So
When the hair was on your head instead of your face.
I was so young back then, I didn't even have the long hair yet. So it was before I was 13. So I must have been 11 or 12 walking those streets. But yeah, there was some memories. All right, this is a
God, that was
19.
high school, man. Shit.
Oh, I had my long hair after my surgery. So by the time I got in junior high, ninth grade, I had my long hair, and then the next year I had it past my shoulders. So this is a 1969 U.S. Pittman press. This is, and no one bid on this, and I was like, well, yeah, I gave him the $40. Terry Reid's first album. So now I have the first. Now I got the first one and that second one that y'all saw me spend like $120 on that rare one.
Oof.
Yeah, that was a high purchase, and I had to fight for it. And we got one more for this week. I got my invoice in here. Let me take that out. Yeah, I've been splitting these up because yeah, I'm still got another box of stuff, not counting what's arriving. This is a double. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, this is a double disc, but this is fucking. There's some cover songs on here, but this is Dwayne Allman from the Allman Brothers that died. This is a double album of him playing song like a BB King medley, Hey Jude, like I'm just trying to name like Rolling Stone, like Statesboro Blues, just him just pretty much playing a bunch of old. I've got almost an entire section of just Allman Brothers albums now on my rack. It's insane. But yeah, I've been going nuts for that. They're really the Southern rock band that started it all. Skinner would go and watch them. The members of Skinner would go watch them in Florida and shit when they would play and all of that. So they're the ones that started it. The other bands came after. And that's it for this week, guys.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I'll go back to normal.
There we go.
As I reload my box of tricks.
Boom, there we go. Here we are again today.
Joking.
I would say that was a good mix of just about everything right there in that box, short of rap and country.
Yeah, for real. Well, gentlemen, if you're not watching Ringside Rants,
You're doing life wrong, brother.
damn right. And man, we're not just food that you eat and you savor and it just stays with you and sticks to your ribs. We're also
Food for the ears, baby.
fucking right, man.
That's right. And Dwayne Allman might no longer be with us since his motorcycle wreck back in the day. He was a hell of a blues player, but you know what? He owned that blues because it was his. And just like that, what's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine too.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have any fun facts for tonight? Anything?
White Sox.
Apples get stuck in vampires' teeth.
What?
These eye drops are lovely.